Welcome to Quiz Class. I'm Ellen, your host, and today we have a 100-question quiz on inspiring women. Keep score and tell us your result in the comments. Question 1. What organization did Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera co-found? The IWA, the MAD, or the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries? The Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. Who became the chairperson of the Student Nonviolent Coordination Committee in 1960? Polly Murray, Diane Nash, or Maud Ballou? Diane Nash. Who was the first female industrialist in America? Rebecca Luckins, Eliza Lucas Pinckney, or Lydia Estes Pinkham? Rebecca Luckins. Which entrepreneur built a billion-dollar business in the cosmetics industry? Lillian Vernon, Estee Lauder, or Lydia Estes Pinkham? Estee Lauder. Who became the first woman to hold a seat on the New York Stock Exchange? Madam C.J. Walker, Muriel Seibert, or Lillian Vernon? Muriel Seibert. Who was the model for the rock-carved seated Buddha in Bulkok Valley of Namsam Mountain, Gyeongju? Queen Seondeok, Princess Cheonmyeong, or Princess Cheonmyeong? Queen Seondeok. Who ruled Egypt alongside two brothers and was its last active ruler before Rome annexed Egypt? Hathor, Wu Zeshun or Zishin, or Cleopatra? Cleopatra. Which ancient British queen became a legendary figure and cultural symbol through a revolt and war against the Roman Empire? Victoria, Boudica, or Georgia? Boudica. How did Golda Meir rise from crushing poverty to become a world leader? Through family connections, hard work and determination, or extreme luck? Hard work and determination. What color were the jerseys of the Dick Kerr Ladies FC? Pink, baby blue, or black and white? Black and white. What did the rioters steal during the Richmond bread riot? Jewelry, money, or flour and other food? The rioters stole flour and other food. What role did Eleanor Roosevelt play in the drafting of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? She oversaw the drafting, she opposed the drafting, or she had no involvement? She oversaw the drafting. Who went public with her findings that the USLTA intended to keep Althea Gibson out of the U.S. National Lawn Tennis Championship? Martina Navratilova, Alice Marble, or Billie Jean King? Alice Marble. Who was one of the first female publishers of a U.S. newspaper? Nellie Bly, Katharine Graham, or Wilma Mankiller? Katharine Graham. Who was the first woman to be principal chief of the Cherokee Nation? Wilma Mankiller, Nellie Bly, or Danielle Luna? Wilma Mankiller. Who rode nearly 40 miles to warn some 400 militiamen that the British troops were coming? Claudette Colvin, Paul Revere, or Sybil Luddington? Sybil Luddington. What was the cause of Marsha P. Johnson's death? Homicide, drowning, or it is unknown? Unknown. Who was the only woman enrolled at Howard Law School in 1944? Claudette Colvin, Polly Murray, or Mamie Till Mobley? Polly Murray. Which female entrepreneur developed a new strain of indigo? Estee Lauder, Rebecca Luckins, or Eliza Lucas Pickney? Eliza Lucas Pickney. Which ancient female ruler assumed the role of pharaoh in Egypt's 18th dynasty? Wu Zetian, Boudica, or Hatshepsut? Hatshepsut. What colors represent International Women's Day? Pink and white, pink, purple, and blue, or purple, green, and white? Purple, green, and white. Who was the first and only female empress of China? Wu Zetian, Queen Seondeok, or Rebecca Luckins? Wu Zetian. What was Golda Meir's activism focused on? Promoting women's rights, reestablishing a Jewish state in Palestine, or fighting for racial equality? Reestablishing a Jewish state in Palestine. How many goals did Lily Parr score in her first season of women's football? 20, 32, or 43? Who were the main women who planned and instigated the Richmond Bread Riot? Elaine Ayers and Gertrude Kimball, Mary Jackson and Minerva Meredith, or Tammy Duckworth and Wilma Mankiller? Mary Jackson and Minerva Meredith. Who went undercover as an investigative journalist and traveled around the world in 72 days? Nellie Bly, Danielle Luna, or Haiti McDaniel? Nellie Bly. Who was hailed as the first Black supermodel? Haiti McDaniel, Amelia Boynton Robinson, or Danielle Luna? Or Luna? Danielle Luna. Who became the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in 1979? Margaret Thatcher, Rita Moreno, or Hillary Clinton? And the answer here should be Margaret Thatcher, of course. Who is known for creating hit shows such as Bridgerton, Grey's Anatomy, and Scandal? Shonda Rhimes, Tammy Duckworth, or Kalpana Chawla? Shonda Rhimes. Who was the first woman with a disability to be elected to Congress? Katharine Graham, Tammy Duckworth, or Kalpana Chawla? Tammy Duckworth. Who was the first woman of Indian descent to fly in space? Rita Moreno, Kalpana Chawla, or Katharine Graham? Kalpana Chawla. Who is the author of the autobiography I Am My Father's Daughter? Mahalia Jackson, Judith Heumann, or Maria Elena Salinas? Maria Elena Salinas. Which disability rights advocate contracted polio at a young age? Maria Elena Salinas, Effa Manley, or Judith Heumann? Judith Heumann. How did Marsha P. Johnson's death initially get ruled? Accidental drowning, suicide, or homicide? Suicide. What happened to Sylvia Rivera in 2002? She got married, she retired, or she passed away? She passed away. Whose son was brutally murdered in Money, Mississippi in 1955? Pauli Murray, Claudette Colvin, or Mamie Till Mobley? Mamie Till Mobley. Who refused to give up her bus seat in Montgomery, Alabama in 1955? Claudette Colvin, Rosa Parks, or both of them? Both of them. Who served as Martin Luther King Jr.'s secretary from 1955 to 1960? Maud Ballou, Diane Nash, or Pauli Murray? Maud Ballou. Who co-authored the essay Jane Crow and the Law in 1965? Mamie Till Mobley, Claudette Colvin, or Pauli Murray? Pauli Murray. Who built a business to provide alternative medical choices for women? Madam C.J. Walker, Eliza Lucas Pinckney, or Lydia Estes Pinkham? Lydia Estes Pinkham. How did Golda Meir raise money for the new state of Israel? Borrowing from foreign governments, leveraging ties to the U.S. Jewish community, or selling valuable assets? Leveraging ties to the U.S. Jewish community. Where did the Dick Kerr ladies defeat the St. Helens ladies on Boxing Day in 1920? Goodison Park, Stamford Bridge, or Old Trafford? Goodison Park. Why did the Football Association prohibit women's teams from using their fields? Football was unsuitable for females, to protect the ticket sales of men's teams, or women's teams were not skilled enough? Football was unsuitable for females. What did the protesters demand from Virginia Governor John Letcher? Food supplies, weapons, or to speak with him? To speak with him. What did Eleanor Roosevelt do to oppose Japanese internment during World War II? She did not oppose it, secretly worked on the issue, or met with and donated funds to civic groups. Met with and donated funds to civic groups. Where did Althea Gibson win the Wimbledon Championships? When? 1950s, 1970s, or the 2000s? 1970s. Who presented Althea Gibson with the winner's trophy at the Wimbledon Championships? Queen Elizabeth II, former U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, or Joyce Heiser? Queen Elizabeth II. Who was the first woman to win an EGOT? Rita Moreno, Melinda Gates, or Anna May Wong? Rita Moreno. Who was the first Black actress to receive an Oscar? Amelia Boynton Robinson, Hattie McDaniel, or Junko Tabei? Hattie McDaniel. Who co-owned the Newark Eagles, a baseball team in the Negro Leagues? Effa Manley, Judith Heumann, or Maria Elena Salinas? Effa Manley. In which year was Maria Elena Salinas a contributor for ABC News? 1911, 1947, or 2022? (2022). Who was the first teacher in New York to use a wheelchair? Maria Elena Salinas, Effa Manley, or Judith Heumann? Judith Heumann. Who was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2006? Maria Elena Salinas, Effa Manley, or Jane Addams? Effa Manley. Who rejected marriage and motherhood in favor of a lifetime commitment to social reform? Jane Addams, Hedy Lamarr, or Rosa Parks? Jane Addams. Who invented the tech behind Wi-Fi? Rosalind Franklin, Babe Didrikson Zacharias, or Hedy Lamarr? Hedy Lamarr. What part did Rosalind Franklin play in the discovery of the double helix structure? She made it possible, she had a different theory, or she co-founded the double helix structure? She made it possible. Who was the first woman elected to Congress? Marsha P. Johnson, Jeanette Rankin, or Hillary Clinton? Jeanette Rankin. Who organized sit-ins at segregated lunch counters in Nashville? Maud Ballou, Polly Murray, or Diane Nash? Diane Nash. Who took over responsibility for the Freedom Rides in 1961? Polly Murray, Diane Nash, or Maud Ballou? Diane Nash. Who took the place of Martin Luther King Jr. at a sanitation workers' protest in Memphis in 1968? Maud Ballou, Coretta Scott King, or Maud Ballou? Coretta Scott King is the answer. What mail order business did Lillian Vernon found? Lillian Vernon Company, Vernon Courier Company, or Lilly Travel and Transit? Lillian Vernon Company. Who managed her father's struggling rice plantations in South Carolina? Lydia Estes Pinkham, Rebecca Luckins, or Eliza Lucas Pinckney? Eliza Lucas Pinckney. Who developed and marketed her own line of hair products for Black women? Estee Lauder, Donatella Versace, or Madame C.J. Walker? Madame C.J. Walker. What was Golda Meir's belief about taking effective action? It was a luxury for women, it was impossible, or it was necessary for survival. It was necessary for survival. What did the Baltimore American call the Dick Kerr ladies? Brawny Amazons, amazing Atlanteans, or barbaric trailblazers? Brawny Amazons. When did the FA's ban on women's soccer end? 1902, 1926, or 1971? (1971). What did the Richmond bread riot accomplish for women? It brought attention to their needs and desires, the end of the Civil War, or the impeachment of John Letcher. It brought attention to their needs and desires. What made Eleanor Roosevelt one of the most admired women of the 20th century? Her marriage to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, her tireless advocacy for social and economic justice, or her career as a socialite? Her tireless advocacy. Which documentary features the life of Judith Heumann? Crip Camp, She Loved Baseball, or I Am My Father's Daughter? Crip Camp. Which of these iconic ladies was an ardent abolitionist and women's rights activist? Jian Xiu Wu, Sojourner Truth, or Jeanette Rankin? Sojourner Truth. When was the first International Women's Day celebrated? 1951, 1975, or 1981? (1975). Who is currently the richest woman in the world? Robin Rihanna Fenty, Oprah Winfrey, or Françoise Bettencourt Myers? Françoise Bettencourt Myers. Which ancient female ruler of Egypt ruled for 22 years of great prosperity and peace? Hatshepsut, Cleopatra, or Nefertiti? Hatshepsut. Who revitalized China's economy and culture and expanded the empire by conquering new territory in Korea and Central Asia? Queen Seondeok, Empress Chiwu, or Wu Zetian? Wu Zetian. Who was Joan of Arc? A French heroine, the leader of the Dark Rebellion, or the fourth Queen of England? A French heroine. Who wrote the novel Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus? Elizabeth Fry, Mary Shelley, or Catherine the Great? Mary Shelley. Who was the first African-American flautist and helmed the Let's Move campaign to combat childhood obesity? Margaret Thatcher, Michelle Obama, or Princess Diana? Michelle Obama. Who came out as a lesbian on her TV show in 1997, helping to erase the stigma surrounding the LGBT community? Ellen DeGeneres, Gloria Steinem, or Mother Teresa? Ellen DeGeneres. Who played Patsy Stone in hit British sitcom Absolutely Fabulous? Joanne Lumley, Angela Merkel, or Madonna? Joanna Lumley. Who is one of the world's most innovative architects? Bonita Norris, Jessica Ennis Hill, or Zaha Hadid? Zaha Hadid. Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Rosalind Franklin, Ada Lovelace, or Marie Curie? Marie Curie. Who is considered to be the first computer programmer? Emmeline Pankhurst, Ada Lovelace, or Jeannette Rankin? Ada Lovelace. Who was the longest ruling female leader of Russia? Catherine the Great, Josephine Butler, or Joan of Arc? Catherine the Great. Who was a British intelligence officer and helped trace the fate of missing SOE agents after World War II? Elizabeth Fry, Mary Seacole, or Vera Atkins? Vera Atkins. Who brought into open discussion the double sexual standard in Victorian Britain and campaigned against child prostitution? Josephine Butler, Queen Victoria, or Jane Goodall? Josephine Butler. Who was the Princess of Wales known for her humanitarian work with AIDS victims? Princess Diana, Jane Goodall, or Amelia Earhart? Princess Diana. Who created the iconic toy doll Barbie and served as president of Mattel? Dr. Elizabeth Blackwell, Ruth Handler, or Gloria Steinem? Ruth Handler. Who is the board director of Amazon? Melinda Gates, Indra Nooyi, or Mackenzie Scott? Indra Nooyi. Who is known as the Queen of Pop? Rihanna, Britney Spears, or Madonna? Madonna. Which woman became the richest African American of the 20th century? Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce Knowles, or Donatella Versace? Oprah Winfrey. Who was the first British woman to pilot a fast jet? Christine Lagarde, Amelia Earhart, or Jo Salter? Jo Salter. Who is the first and only female Academy Award-winning director in Hollywood? Sheryl Sandberg, Catherine Bigelow, or Bonita Norris? Catherine Bigelow. Who was the former president and CEO of Yahoo? Marissa Mayer, Laura Kenney, or Tanny Gray Thompson? Marissa Mayer. Who is the most successful female Olympian in British history? Holly Tucker, Laura Kenney, or Kelly Holmes? Laura Kenney. Who founded the Women's Social and Political Union to campaign for women's suffrage in Britain? Ada Lovelace, Rosalind Franklin, or Emmeline Pankhurst? Emmeline Pankhurst. Who led the first official team of British military nurses during the Crimean War? Eleanor of Aquitaine, Marie Stopes, or Florence Nightingale? Florence Nightingale. Who is considered the most famous woman in history? Diana, Princess of Wales, Marilyn Monroe, or the Virgin Mary? The Virgin Mary. Who established the Missionaries of Charity and dedicated her life to helping the poorest of the poor? Mother Teresa, Mary Shelley, or Vera Atkins? Mother Teresa. Who was the 21-year-old scientist helping build a rocket for NASA? Marie Curie, Elizabeth Blackwell, or Tara Gwynn? Tara Gwynn. Who released the album Bad Girls in 1979? Cher, Donna Summer, or Olivia Newton-John? Donna Summer. Bonus question: what color ribbon represents breast cancer with emphasis on hope? Let us know the answer in the comments. Thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you next time. Bye-bye.